everybody.
Hi, friends. Well, from beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah.
It's Thank God I'm Atheist,
Where we, a couple of wacky-doo atheists, just try to make sense of life in these very Christian, very scary United States of America.
I'm Frank Feldman.
And I'm Dan Beecher.
And coming up on the show today, we're going to be talking about New York City's new mayor.
Ooh.
Who also, amongst all the scary things that he is, he's also a Muslim.
Yeah.
And
he is brown. He is Ugandan by nationality. We don't know. He Indian by descent and African by nationality. What is happening?
He's a Democrat.
He's a socialist. Oh my God. But yeah, we're going to be talking about the Christian and indeed Jewish reaction to having a Muslim taking over a very powerful role here.
It's
in
scary,
the United States.
Scary stuff, Dan.
Oh, and no one knows what to do. What are we gonna do?
Well, anyway, so that will be coming up on the second half of the show. First, there are things that we need to talk about, some news of the week.
Yeah.
Including a story from Michigan, Dan, about a family values conservative legislator who has campaigned on traditional family values.
Gosh, I can't imagine where this story is going. My guess, if I'm going to take a guess, is that he succeeds in his values, shows the world how good family values can be, and everything works out well for him.
And all of the gay couples divorce and then marry women.
And trad wives abound.
The gay men marry women, and the lesbians marry men.
Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
Everything just goes his way.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not at all what happened or what is going to happen, Dan.
Okay.
Brian Posthumous. Unfortunately, this news came out while he was still alive, Dan.
That is a weird last name, you guys. If your surname is Posthumous, maybe consider that. Maybe.
Well, I think in Michigan you do consider it and you run with it. It comes from sort of a political dynasty of sorts. His dad was lieutenant governor, I think, and held a bunch of different positions. He has cousins and siblings who've held high positions in the state of Michigan. This does not bode well. And so being
the scion of a legacy family is not a good idea.
This would be like a Matheson sort of in Utah, right? Or a Bennett, right? Yeah. These people who sort of run on well-established family names, politically speaking. Well, Brian is trying to cash in on his family's name, and he's been elected to the state legislature.
Okay.
But the news has come out this week that his data was sort of in the mix in that Ashley Madison data leak. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, Ashley Madison, for those of you who don't remember, was a website that purported to be able to set you up with clandestine extramarital sexual encounters, but really was just a place where desperate married men made accounts and then talked to fake profiles of women that weren't ever going to be there.
Yeah. So back in 2015, there was a big hack of their database,
right?
That exposed the personal information of more than 30 million users. And yeah, you're right. It was designed to be purportedly sort of an infidelity based website.
Yeah.
Right. You would go on and have an affair. In fact, their tagline, Dan, was "Life is short, have an affair."
Right.
That was their slogan. Right?
That was their whole thing. And nobody actually got to have an affair using it.
Well, anyway, so mixed up in all of that data leak was an account that it is attributed to him because it has his email address, his birth date. I think it had he had to put in other personal information in order to, it has his credit card number.
Can I just tell you,
the list just kind of goes on and on and on.
Can I
and
just tell our listeners, like a burner email account is free in the world. You don't use your email for the things.
Yeah. Well, so there were other accounts involved. There was also Adult Friend Finder, that site, and also fling.com.
I'm not aware of these sites, but one can guess what they are for.
Yeah. Well, they promised users that they could, quote, find sex and, quote, get laid tonight.
I'll bet that's not true. I'll bet you it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe it is, but you have to pay. I'm guessing that there are some enterprising sex workers on the other end.
Anyway, so his Adult Friend Finder account used possibly a burner email. He was following your advice, Dan.
Okay, finally.
In fact,
thank God.
The article actually says that the email was posse355@aol.com. But
AOL.
Yeah, at AOL.
Oh my God.
And the fling.com account, which was using his brian.posthumous@gmail.com address, used the same password. So that's how they were able to show that, like, that one.
Oh man,
was most definitely.
How old is this guy? Because this all sounds very. No offense to our older listeners, this all sounds like very boomer behavior.
He was born in '84.
What?
He was
a
doing
millennial with bad web hygiene. That is disgusting.
His Adult Friend Finder account was last accessed in 2012. And yeah.
So he's been doing this for a while.
Well, he was doing it for sure for a while.
Yeah.
He was married at the time. His wife, former wife, filed for divorce in early 2014.
Shocking that would end in divorce. How?
And he has remarried. Also ended in divorce.
Oh, who would have thunk it? Who would have? I mean, at least he keeps getting married, and that's family values, Frank.
Yeah.
He wants to be married. You have to be married before you can do an infidelity.
Yeah.
So,
let's see. What were some of the other fun details? Fling.com, his account lists his top interests as fetish, group sex, online flirting, and also indicates an interest in men, women, or couples. So
get on with your bad self.
He's out there. He's he also on another account listed his sexual favored sexual activities as threesome, being dominant/master, being submissive/slave, and one night stands. So this is who is pushing family values in the state of 100%. Michigan.
Look, this is a story that we could tell every week if we wanted to, because all of these powerful people eventually feel like, well, no one can tell me no. Don't they know who I am? And they get in. But the thing is, they don't do it. Nobody cares about this guy's sexual proclivities.
No,
nobody gives a fuck. No. Go out and get whatever you want, as long as but do it with a modicum of integrity.
Yeah,
and do it. Sure as fuck, don't do that on Saturday, and then go to church on Sunday, and then legislate other people's lives on Monday.
Right. Well, yeah, and just to prop up what you're saying, that this is, basically all of them. Last month, the newspaper that I'm getting this out of is called the Metro Times, up there in Michigan. They also reported on another Republican state representative who appeared in the fling.com data breach, who last month, back in September, introduced legislation to ban online pornography. Right. So again, it's just like you want to find who's up to nonsense in your state. Just dig in on the online activity of your state legislators.
Yeah.
Your Republican state legislators who are saying the most awful things or who are trying to legislate things against the sexual minorities or whatever, right? Or just promoting family values. Like, well, this posthumous guy who's like, I mean, I don't have to go through his voting record. It's exactly what you would think, right? He's against abortion, and he's wants to legalize conversion therapy.
You know, for a fact, a guy like that is against abortion and yet has paid for a couple of them.
No, you're absolutely right.
You're absolutely right. The way of them. It is how they are.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take us back. You said family values, and so I'm gonna do a family story. Fun little story. There apparently in the little hamlet of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, they do a parade, a Halloween parade, and that sounds
cute,
fun.
I love this idea. Halloween parade. Everybody gets dressed up. Do they do it in the evening? Like, is it spooky?
Yeah, it's spooky and fun. It sounds great. And this year, one of the floats was done by St. Joseph Catholic School in Hanover, and that is also fun. Traditionally, not all Christian denominations are comfortable with Halloween, but it's nice to know that the Catholic school is participating. I'll help you imagine their float. Imagine it decorated. As it approaches you, you see pumpkins and ghosts and a sign reading "Shamrock and Roll."
Okay,
I guess because they're Irish Catholics.
They reused it from St. Patty's Day. They just put some pumpkins on it.
Little Richard's Tutti Frutti is playing in the background as it rolls past you.
Sure. Okay.
And then as it passes you, you look to the back of it and you see what I am assured the designer thought of as a gate that was the entrance to a spooky cemetery. And on this gate is written the words Arbeit Macht Frei. Now, I don't know if you know that phrase.
I do know that phrase.
But if you know that phrase, you can immediately imagine which gate he had put on the back of this float. It was the famous gate that sort of everyone had to go through to get into Auschwitz.
Why in God's name would they pick that gate?
The
because
designer
it was scary
said,
looking? Did he Google scary gates and that came up? Like,
it seems like maybe that is actually the case.
No.
It seems like he just basically did exactly because he ordered a big arch with lanterns from Amazon, and it wasn't going to arrive in time. So he was like, "What can I do?" And he made Arbeit Macht Frei.
No,
which is German for work makes you free. Work will make you free.
Yeah. Which was not true.
Which ended up not being true for over 1 million people. Did you know that over 1 million people died at Auschwitz?
Jesus Christ. Was it only Auschwitz that had that phrase?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
To my knowledge,
I thought it was basically like the slogan of the
of Nazi concentration camps.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, that was just Auschwitz.
Okay. Interesting.
But yeah, oh my God.
I just Googled scary gates and nothing.
It didn't come up.
Arbeit Macht Frei.
The guy is claiming, and look, Hanlon's razor comes into effect here. Do you know Hanlon's razor?
No.
Which is never attribute to malice that which can just as easily be explained by stupidity.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to give this guy the benefit of the doubt that he just was criminally stupid. And
who doesn't know that in this day and age?
That looks super spooky, which in fairness to him, it does look super spooky.
Yeah. But also, who puts words on anything when you don't know what the words mean?
When you don't know what the words are? What are you doing?
Like, at least just like put your own words over the top and just say like,
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, right?
Yeah.
That would totally cover it. And
what the guy...
And somebody might go, is that the gate? The Auschwitz gate? But
yeah, without those words, modified. Without those words, it does make it that much more suspicious. But here's what the guy told Penn Live, which is a I don't know, some sort of Pennsylvania news outlet. He said, "I had no ill intent. I made a mistake and I am deeply sorry. I wanted to illustrate the idea," and I think this again relates to him thinking that this was just a gate for a cemetery rather than a gate for a concentration camp.
It still hasn't sunk in. Like, he still doesn't understand.
He still doesn't understand. He said, "I wanted to illustrate the idea." This does not help his case. "I wanted to illustrate the idea that none of us get out of this life alive. I never intended it to be anything, intended anything to be like this. I couldn't have anticipated. I ask everyone's forgiveness. How could you not have anticipated this? You chose a gate from Auschwitz."
Boy, that's not like sort of minimizing, right? Or diminishing what happened at Auschwitz at all, right?
No.
Oh, I just wanted to say that, none of us get out of this life alive.
That doesn't help
None
your
of
case
us
at all. Like, you have not helped anything. You've
awful.
Maybe made it worse.
That is wretched.
I am purposefully not using this person's name, though the articles that I read did use his name. I genuinely think he was just stupid about
You're being
this.
Very generous there, Dan.
Well, Hanlon has me in a vice on this one. But I will say,
I mean, definitely stupid,
woof.
Right? Whether or not he knew what he was doing, he's definitely stupid.
But yeah, I mean, also, he's not the only guy that got a look at this thing. That's the other thing.
Oh, right.
Other eyes were on this before it went. And frankly, any one of them should have immediately tackled this thing off of that float before anyone else saw it. I just don't know how so many adults could have seen this before it went on the road and nobody did anything.
Well, I can guarantee you what topic is not being taught at that school.
Right?
What part of history is being completely glossed over?
I will say this. The Catholic diocese has apologized, and the school is now working with the local Jewish organization. So guess what will be taught at that school for a while now?
For at least next year.
Hopefully
long enough just to
I'm guessing they're going to have to work out a deal where it's going to be several years that this is now part of the curriculum.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess something good came out of it, because clearly, if nobody there, probably all products of like the local Catholic schools, right, who never were taught anything about the Holocaust, who never read Anne Frank's diary,
right.
Like. I can't even imagine not knowing what those words mean. Well, I can't imagine it. Because I remember being like part of the lesson in like whenever you encounter the Diary of Anne Frank the first time, was that 6th or 7th grade, right? Like that's a middle school reader. That's required reading in middle school, isn't it?
Well, I don't remember that phrase coming up in Anne Frank.
Well, no, but I remember there being a lesson giving like historical context for what was going on. And I remember specifically Arbeit Macht Frei, like the picture, that image. Anyway, we've been on this one for a long time.
Well, here's the thing. I do want to say, if you Google the phrase Arbeit Macht Frei and just get a translation of it, it sounds harmless. I can understand, like, if you translate it, it just says work makes you free.
But and Google doesn't put it into context.
I'm sure Google would. But if you only went to Google Translate, you'd be like, oh, that's a nice sentiment. That's fine. Not, oh, this is the phrase that millions of people saw before their cruel death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dan, let's move on.
Yes, please.
Move on. I'm going to stick with the crazy Catholics.
Okay.
Just for a minute.
Sure. Why not?
Pope Leo, the whatever. I can't remember how many Roman numerals are after his name.
Pope Bob, I like to call him.
The American Pope.
Yeah.
Something else.
They can't take that away from us. We got a Pope now.
Yeah. He has weighed in on an issue, on a question of doctrine that had been, for whatever reason, on the minds of previous popes, but none of them had done anything about it. And this is the question of the Mary's position as a sort of a co-redeemer of humanity, right? He has
this is Mary, Mother of Jesus,
Mary, Mother of Jesus, and apparently there's this like big movement, this very Mary-centric movement that's been rising up for quite some time, right?
That's
at least
go
decades,
nowhere.
maybe a century or more, right?
Sure.
Of people really like lifting her up as like this co-redeemer position.
I mean, she made the guy.
Co-Redemptrix. I don't know. I don't like the sound of a Redemptrix, but she was a co-Redemptrix.
Okay.
And anyway, so he is saying absolutely not. She is not. And so Pope Francis, he was very uncomfortable with this movement.
Yeah.
In 2019, he said it was foolishness because she never wanted to take anything for herself from her son, but didn't really like officially put it into doctrine.
Right.
That this is or have a doctrinal release, some kind of doctrinal clarification. Benedict the 16th,
who you'd think would have gladly put the kibosh on this.
He opposed it, but he never had the office of doctrine or whatever it's called actually release a statement clarifying the church's position.
Yeah.
Because Pope John Paul II, who was the Pope through the 80s and 90s and into the early 2000s, he was a proponent of this. He was absolutely in favor of this. But he sort of in the mid 90s, he sort of stepped back publicly from that position.
Interesting.
Because there was sort of growing skepticism amongst sort of the higher ups of Catholicism. And so he kind of moderated his public view.
Yeah.
And so there was definite pressure and push for Mary to kind of be elevated to a co-position with Jesus. And in steps Leo, and he's just slapped that back.
Put the kibosh on that.
And
I feel like that's an easy one theologically, to be honest. I think I don't know.
His position to just it's just Jesus, guys.
Just to say it's just Jesus. Let's not complicate things. You can still venerate her. She's still a saint. She's still got plenty of juice.
Apparently, this is and this is why probably popes have been leery of it, is that this very much falls to kind of a liberal versus conservative type position within the church. The conservative side of the church loves Mary and wants to see her elevated. And the liberal side of the church is all about Jesus and not into the Co-Redemptrix.
Okay, that blew my mind. That I didn't see. I thought it would have been the other sides.
Yeah,
I thought that would have been swapped. Okay,
no, they This is the conservatives are super into Mary. They fucking love her.
All right.
And so I thought
she
that was
is,
interesting.
after all, full of grace.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Yeah. She's super important, right? Like
she's got her own like very important prayer.
Catholics fucking love Mary in a way that like the rest of Christianity doesn't seem to like be as on board with, right? Yeah. And so Leo's, good for Leo.
All right,
I agree.
He put a stop to that.
She needed to be put in her place, Dan.
Listen,
because that's what I hear you with this like liberal conservative thing. You're seeing it as like
as a feminist thing.
Yeah, exactly. And that is an interesting perspective. That why are the leberals leery of elevating a woman? Yeah, you would think it would be the opposite, but there you go. Yeah. All right. I'm going to take us to Texas, down in Texas, where only good things happen. Texas down in Texas?
Yeah. Yeehaw. The Lone Star State, where the Episcopal Diocese of Texas has announced that one of their priests has been detained by ICE.
Great.
And actually, interestingly, I because of what, one's assumptions about Texas, I assumed this was a Latino priest. This is a Kenyan national who is legally in the country, of course, went through all the correct channels, has the legal right to work here in these United States, and doesn't just work as a priest, is also an employee of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, which I thought was okay. Maybe I don't know what he does for them. Maybe he's a pastor. Maybe he's a
chaplain. Yeah,
or something.
It would make sense.
It would make sense. Yeah. Anyway, though, now he's a resident of not the Texas Department of Legal Justice, but an ICE facility. So look, the Trump administration, in their zeal, in their lust to deport people, for a while there, they were like, there was a sort of tacit prohibition on entering into certain sensitive places, they called them, like, for instance, a church. Now they don't give a fuck about entering into a church. They don't care who it is.
Right.
If that person's black or brown or even Korean or, Asian, it doesn't matter. If they're not white and they can find, like, first of all, just not being white is enough to get some people arrested by ICE. And then, if they can't immediately prove citizenship, it's a good chance that they're going to be deported. Now, he has not been deported yet. This is, let me find his name. Where's his name? You would think his name would be right there. Anyway, he has not been deported. He's just chilling, in this facility.
You make it sound like it's just so relaxing, Dan.
Yeah.
He's just
chilling. Apparently, according to his bishop, the Right Reverend Andrew Doyle, I don't know why I can find his name and not the actual guy's name, but he's okay.
Okay.
But, ICE facilities are not good. You're right.
No.
They're not good. They're inhumane.
Yeah.
In just as they exist.
Everything about them is inhumane.
The
premise is inhumane.
Right. The nice thing for this guy is that the entire, Episcopal structure is behind him. They have lawyers. They have quite a bit of power, and they're working on his behalf, as opposed to all of the other people who have been detained illegally who have been just kidnapped by ICE.
So they literally, at this point, this is becoming so, it was obvious, but now it's just becoming more and more painfully clear. Literally they only want white immigration into this country. If there has to be immigration, it is only white.
Yeah.
Because here's somebody he's gone through all the proper channels.
Yeah.
Right. He just happens to not be white.
Yeah.
So that's it. That is the whole thing. That's the game now.
The only refugees now.
If you're Swedish.
And he's not a refugee. He came here to work. He came here,
that's
here
what I'm saying.
By the church. He's a desired person.
Yeah.
And he's facing deportation.
Good God.
Not, fortunately for him, he probably is not going to be deported to a gulag in El Salvador. But who knows where they're
nothing guaranteeing
anything, because none of these people are getting due process. The only people who have been given sort of a green light to emigrate to this country are those poor white Afrikaners from South Africa who still have who are those refugees who face such a plight there in South Africa. So
yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's intense, everybody.
All right. Well, Dan.
Yeah.
Bangladesh. You're familiar with Bangladesh, right?
I've been there many times.
Nestled in next to India, right? Yeah. And they're currently being governed by an interim government because they had a little bit of there were mass protests, I think, going on against the former government, which resigned from power. And now there's this new government in place, and there's been a lot of hope that Bangladesh might be taking sort of a moderate step forward from their past of being a little bit more of a closed off, restrictive government type thing, right? Oppressive government. That was the word I was looking for. And anyway, the the new government led by let's see, a prime minister by the name of Muhammad Yunus, I believe is how you say it. He's a Nobel laureate. I don't know for what, but I should have looked that up. Bad on me.
Still?
Do what?
I said still Nobel. That's
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah. He's a internationally recognized individual.
Yeah.
Some standing. Anyway, so he's leading the new government, and he, as he was taking or stepping into the position, he promised that the schools would have music and physical education added to the curriculum. Because apparently they had been removed at some point. And
I don't like that you're starting with that, because it means that whatever's about to react to that thing is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, there's a large Muslim population in Bangladesh. And then I guess the other major group would be Hindu, right? Which that all makes sense for the part of the world that they're in.
Yeah.
And anyway, so the Muslims got together and there was a gathering in September of hardline clerics where speakers were warning that appointing music teachers would, quote, make our children disrespectful and characterless.
God damn it. That is okay.
One of the clerics said, when we took religious studies as children, there were separate teachers for Hindus and Muslims. But now you want to appoint music teachers? What will they teach? You want to make our children unruly and faithless? We will never tolerate that.
Wow.
Music.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember grade school music classes. We were given recorders and had to learn how to play like Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Can I just say
right?
one
like
one
how
point?
How is that like going to dement these kids.
In defense of these Muslims who are objecting, I think recorders did make us unruly. I think the recorder thing might be playing against you on that one, because as I recall, it was a wall of noise. Like they'd say, get out your recorders. And then it was an hour of just unbearable.
So what you're saying is that these clerics were like, well, we didn't have music classes when we were in grade school. What? Let's Google this. And they looked it up and they were like,
I'm just going to poke my head through the door and just hear what's coming out of
music class in Western countries. And then it was just so what they're really about is just sparing their ears.
The pandemonium that is an elementary school like orchestra or whatever.
That's what they're against.
I think they should save their country from that. I think that I'm siding with them.
Well, anyway.
Oh my God, it's so absurd. By the way, I did look it up, and it seems that in Bangladesh, Islam is 91%.
Oh wow!
And then
so they do have
like 8% Hindu, and then about 0.5% Buddhist.
Basically, full control if they want to. Well, anyway, the government is caving. And they've pulled the plans to put music into the public schools. The public schools teach religion, right? Is also one of the things they teach, like kind of the normal stuff and religion. Mm-hmm. But then the idea of even just like physical PE, right? Like, right. We don't want our kids.
Kids might see other kids' bodies moving. And then what?
And we're talking about grade school.
I know.
Right. Like, anyway, so that's happening.
There you go. Well, here's what's happening in our country. A whole bunch of families are losing their ability to pay for food for their families.
Yeah, that's true.
SNAP benefits, previously known as food stamps or whatever. This is just benefits that help underpaid or families in need, people in need, helps them to get food. Which
I never thought that these were controversial issues.
No,
right? Like in fact, I believe SNAP was like a huge bipartisan effort. If I remember
you
the
would
story
think.
Right.
I mean,
back
considering the fact that like so much of the Republican base is on SNAP.
Yeah.
And in need of it. But by the same token, a lot of people who get SNAP are also brown and black. And so that ruins it for everybody. Anyway, this government shutdown didn't have to end SNAP. SNAP had plenty of reserve funding to keep it going perpetually. But the Trump administration elected to end it and try to pin that on the Democrats. And what they said was, turn to the food banks and turn to the churches and try and get help there. So
the statistic I heard was that for every meal that your local food bank is able to provide, food stamps provides, the SNAP program feeds or provides 9 meals.
Right. There's no chance that
your local food bank cannot step up. They do not have the resources, the space, the manpower. They cannot fulfill this need.
Right.
So I just wanted to say that.
But here's the thing. Churches, especially conservative churches, will say all the time that the government shouldn't be feeding people. That's church's job. That should be the church, blah, blah, blah. I've heard this
definitely
many
the Mormon
times.
Stance. Yeah.
That's not the government's job. Don't do it with my taxes, blah, blah, blah. Well, one enterprising young TikToker decided to put this to a test.
Okay.
This actually came up just naturally in my feed, and I think that it's been very interesting. She's just been calling churches and saying, hey, I ran out of baby formula. My 2-month-old hasn't eaten since last night. Can you help? Now, she doesn't, and to be clear, she doesn't actually have a baby. She has had babies, but she doesn't have a baby right now. She is fine. This is a social experiment.
Right.
And she has called, what was it? I think, I got it here somewhere. She has called a whole bunch of different, something like 30 different churches, including a church. It's 39.
Okay.
She has called 39 different churches and various houses of worship.
Right.
And one weird one, which was like a sort of anti-abortion, Christian anti-abortion place.
Okay.
You'd think they would be very interested in the well-being of babies at a place like that.
Turns out they typically aren't, but okay.
Right. So of 39 churches that she called saying, I live in the neighborhood, can you please help me get
Some
formula for my baby?
Right.
Care to guess how many said yes?
Out of 39?
Out of 39?
I don't know, 1.
9.
9.
9 out of 39.
I'm sick that's actually surprises me.
Yeah.
That it's that many.
To be clear, of those, one is a Buddhist temple. One is an Islamic center. And what? So like, it's like it's even worse for the Christians than 9 of 39. It is stunning. I think the anti-abortion place said yes, but with the caveat that you have to sign up for our program.
It always comes with a catch with the Christians. And I shouldn't say always. Yeah. But like with the Mormons, it absolutely does. It doesn't surprise me that an anti-abortion place that they would definitely be that way. Like I used to work in a neighborhood where there were a lot of just homeless encampments all around. And so I would see these like church groups come in and set up a little pop-up tent and a table and start serving food or set up to serve food. And then people would be lining up or crowding around, and they would always first subject them to
a prayer,
not just a prayer usually, but to some preaching.
Right.
And a prayer would be getting off easy.
Yeah. Right.
And everybody would comply because they're hungry.
They'll stand there and nod and be like, yeah. And like a lot of them rather are probably than just Christian.
Saying, hey, we're with First whatever congregation, whatever, right? Yeah. And please come have some food. Right.
If you want to know more about
having
us,
conversations with people and like seeing what their needs are, seeing where they're at, like they have to set up this thing where there's quid pro quo, right? Yeah. You have to be subjected to our thing in order to get our help. And it's disgusting. Yeah. And I always hated seeing that. It was just absolutely awful.
This woman, this TikToker did end up calling a Mormon church, just a ward house. And it sounded like the phone was answered by a young woman. I'm assuming a sister missionary.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Which would be like a teenager to early 20s.
Right.
And that young woman was just like, no, we don't do anything like that. And then they just hung up. It was just like, if you watch these videos, it's astounding that like so many people could hear, and she's playing some audio of a baby in the background just to give it a little bit of extra oomph.
Yeah.
And these people are hearing this phone call, and she's not pleading for, she's not begging. She doesn't overdo it. She just says, hey, I've got a 2-month-old.
Yeah.
We ran out of formula last night. My baby hasn't eaten since then. Is there anything you can do? And human adults are hearing that and not immediately going, yeah, let's figure out how to help you out. Like that should be the absolute immediate for anybody. And I listened to the one where at the Islamic Center, the guy was just immediate. Oh, where are you? I'm only a few blocks away. How do you want me to get this to you? Let's figure this out. Just instantly. And there were a few like that in the Christians too. Like one was a guy who was a great grandpa, and he was like, "Well, I don't drive anymore. I don't know how to get it to you, but we'll get it to you. We'll make sure that your baby gets that formula." That's the only acceptable response. Yeah. If anyone calls, if you get a call at your home, and unless you think it's a scam or whatever, which it could be, but like, oh my God,
she's not asking for money. She's asking for formula.
She's not asking for anything. $20. You know what I mean? Like, dig into your own pocket. Do whatever you got to do. This doesn't have to come from the church. You're supposed to be following Jesus your damn self.
Yeah.
I
don't know. That's too high of a standard to hold somebody to, Dan.
Yeah. Help me
to
feed my baby.
Follow the teachings of their religion.
Well, we don't have a program specifically for that. I'm sorry. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh.
Anyway,
do you pay your tithing?
Well, yeah. Quite a few of them were like, "Are you a member of this church?"
Yeah.
It's pretty rough.
Well, if we give you the formula, we do want 10% of it back.
Yeah.
Whatever formula we give you.
Yeah, exactly. There are multiple churches that were like, our food pantry's open on Saturday, so you could come in then, but I don't think they have formula. I think it's just like adult food. And so it's just like, you're not listening with human ears. Maybe try putting on a little bit of humanity.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
It's crazy. So there you go. If you would like to chime in on this with your outrage, or if you would like to be outraged at us for expecting churches to actually do what it seems like they're supposed to do, please write into us, podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or call and leave us a voicemail message. We'd love to hear from you. The telephone number is 424-666-8442. Like, comment, and subscribe wherever you're listening or watching us. More show coming up.
Well, Frank, I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to spell it out for our listeners. Ain't nobody wrote into us this week. And ain't nobody called into us this week.
That is bizarre. I don't know if that's ever happened.
We have no missives.
Literally never has happened. Since the dawn of this show, and we put the first episode out, and 50 people listened.
Yeah.
Right. The first week, and we were astounded by. We were like, huge. Who are these 50 people?
It was huge.
Right? Yeah. We got an email.
Yeah. This is not a complaint. This is fine. It's just weird. So we're not going to read any emails. We're not going to listen to any voicemails because we don't have any.
Yeah.
And I also think it's just a slow moment for us in general.
Yeah.
If we're doing something that's not activating you, let us know. We want to activate you. We want you to feel engaged.
That's absurd.
What could we do? Anywho.
What a strange request.
We're just trying to figure things out. Anyway, do feel free to write into us and call into us. But for right now, we also only have one. We have one new person to thank.
We do, yeah.
And I would like to thank Susan, who has now become a deacon.
Yeah.
And so thank you so much to you, Susan. And here's the thing, Susan. Since you're our only one this week, I'm giving you extra magic powers. You're a deacon. I'm giving you priest magic powers. Boom.
Wow.
I can do that. I'm the grand poobah of all this. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Well, all right. And over on Patreon, Dan, we had an activity. We had something happen. We have this ongoing thing between Alexandra and Boschvark.
Oh, right? Yeah.
Where they are vying to be the
for immortality,
Savior, right?
For God status.
Yeah. Lord and Savior, top dog, top donor.
Yeah.
So Boschvark, I just have to let you know, it's a good attempt, but Alexandra still is beating you. So we have our Lord and Savior to thank, our reigning Lord and Savior, Alexandra.
More show coming up. All right, Frank.
Dan.
There was an election recently.
Yeah, there was.
And
here in the United States.
It was
an off year, off year election.
Yeah.
But heavily watched.
Very, very, very keenly anticipated.
Can the Democrats get their shit together?
Because the GOP so visibly fucked everything up that they have already lost all of their momentum, and now things is the pendulum perilously swaying back the other direction.
Because Democrats were wandering around in a fucking daze for the last year.
A stupor.
Right? Anybody who and at this point, I don't like the Democrats. I don't consider myself a Democrat anymore.
No.
But boy, I'm hoping they get shit figured out so that they can because they're our only hope to oppose this horrible thing that is rising or has risen in this country, and that is now threatening our democracy.
What's amazing is how strongly the Democratic Party that we have come to know in this country how powerfully they will avoid learning any of the lessons from this election. Because the big lesson, of course, is that Zohan Mamdani, gosh dang it, I'm still Zohran Mamdani. I can say that name. I know how to say that name. He won.
Yeah.
He is he's far left.
Yeah.
For American politics. And the lesson, one of the lessons that the Democrats need to learn is stop running to the right. Stop chasing but
he's not the only one who won.
No, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the lesson here is it's okay to put up actually liberal candidates
in places where they have a chance of winning, right? Because the lesson from Virginia definitely is not run the liberal, right?
What I'm saying is you can, and they've been terrified to do that. And
I think what's important is that we run people who can win in the districts that they're running in.
That's not what we were going to talk about. What we were going to talk about is that Mamdani is also a Muslim, and people have strong reactions to that.
Including me, I'm incensed.
You're outraged.
Oh no, a Muslim.
It's so funny because you're not on the social medias at all anymore. I am, and I occasionally go into the cesspools to see how the cess is doing, and it's not great. How the cess is not going well.
Yeah.
But one of the things that has become very clear to me is that the messaging on the right, and I presumably this is from the pulpit, but also coming from your Fox Newses, your OANs and whatever, is that if you hear the word Muslim, go ahead and translate that as terrorist. Go ahead and instantly. Dan, that is just 9/11.
9/11, Dan.
Yeah.
9/11. That's all I'm going to say on that topic. That proves everything, Dan.
It does to them.
But it is the conditioning that has taken place, that took place in the immediate aftermath of 9/11, and that has continued, right?
Yeah.
And the lesson is Muslim equals terrorist.
Right. Which is funny because in the 25 years that have intervened between 9/11 and today, the vast majority of terrorism in this country has been Christian terrorism. Vast majority. The wild majority of it has been Christian terrorism. But it doesn't occur to Christians
to talk about that
in the least to judge that anyone would judge their religion by their extremists. And what's really funny is that I keep seeing posts about Mamdani, and they're like, he lets his wife walk around without a headscarf. What the heck's going on? And it's just like, bro, are you paying any attention to
different
anything?
Shades of different varieties of Islam?
Yeah. It's so funny to me how parallel Christianity and Islam are. How utterly like there are liberal Muslims, there are liberal Christians. There is insane fundamentalist right-wing Islam, and there's insane violent fundamentalist right-wing Christians. Like they believe in the same God. It is fucking the same. I don't know why, like a lot of times people will be like, hey, why do you guys pick on Christians and not on Muslims? And it's like, well, we do, but there's way more Christians for us to talk about here in the United States.
Right.
But guess
it's also
what?
what we come from.
You're right.
Have the most familiarity with.
Yeah. But they're the fucking same. So, and not for nothing, I'm not going to let the Jewish community off the hook either. They have extreme right-wing fundamentalist violent lunatics too. It's all the same. So like, they don't see a mirror when they look at these other groups. They see something foreign and terrifying and different. There was an article in the RNS that I thought was interesting, specifically about New York Jews who believed that the election of a man who was willing to call out Israeli atrocities meant that they were no longer welcome. Man, one rabbi who was a very pro-Israel rabbi said, "We woke up today." This is the day after the election. "We woke up today with a whole new degree of uncertainty." Because so many people, including this rabbi, can't imagine that there's a difference between condemning Israel and the actions of Israel and condemning Jews in general. In fairness, there is a whole group of Jewish people who are very, very happy that Mamdani is going to be the mayor.
Yeah.
So
and that's the whole point of this conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, groups are not monoliths.
Right. And our group is not a monolith. Like,
right.
I see plenty of atheists who commit the same fallacy of looking at religious people or looking at Christianity as a monolith, looking at Islam as a monolith, looking at any of these groups as a monolith and saying, we need to ban all religion because it's all bad and it all goes badly and whatever. And plenty of it goes badly. We talk about it every week. I'm no fan of religion, but also I'm a fan of like fairly addressing these ideas, these people.
Yeah.
And I would much rather have a Mamdani as mayor of New York than an atheist that I disagree with on all the points.
Like some sort of radical conservative atheist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so funny to me how everyone wants to lump groups. If you're a member of X group, then I know everything I need to know about you. Where are you? What's happening right now?
Well, I agree with that, Dan. I've been waiting for you to say something that I disagree with.
Oh,
and then I was going to jump on you.
Okay, that's
harshly, because that's what I do. That's
yes. We've noticed.
Here,
We've all noticed.
Where we wait for Dan to slip up, and then
pounce.
I pounce on the moment
like a panther in the woods.
Incredible reflexes. Incredible.
Waiting from a point, a high point.
No, like I was just listening for. Yeah, I was just listening for something that kind of, that wasn't maybe fully encapsulating it or something.
Sure.
Or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I was listening for, but I think that. I mean, nothing about the Christian response, this conservative Christian response to Mamdani, is surprising. It's people are just, we have our little tribes, Dan, and anybody outside of them, we just have some hesitation to the unknown, right? And he's like this unknown character, right? Who has said some things in the past that were legitimately on his social media feed that had some level of concern from different groups, and those groups brought it up, and he addressed them, and he apologized for certain comments, and demonstrated the ability to kind of to learn and to grow during this pretty quick rise to prominence, right? And so he's going to be a really fascinating character to watch.
Yeah. When he disappoints us, it's really going to hurt. That's
sure. There are things on his agenda that he's probably not going to get. Right?
For
things
sure.
that he has promised that it just. The system is just not going to.
No, I meant when he sexually harasses people in his office.
Oh, that stuff. Oh, yeah. Okay.
When that happens,
failure to deliver on promises.
Oh, he's not going to deliver on hardly any of the promises. The promises are going away almost instantly. That's how that works.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
But yeah, he seems great. I don't know a lot about him, but he seems good. It'll be interesting to watch. But what will also be interesting to watch, I made a post that mentioned Muslims. Well, in fairness, it said that I don't see a difference between Muslims and Christians on Threads.
Okay.
And whoop-de-doo, that one was off to the races with the Christians who insisted not only that I needed to read my Bible and stuff, which is kind of funny for, when you're talking to a guy who does a whole podcast about the Bible.
Right.
But also insisting that Muslims, which I obviously know nothing about, worship Satan, not God.
No, they didn't say that.
They 100 multiple people insisted that was the case.
You're like, do you know what Allah means?
Yes. What does the word Allah mean in Arabic? What do you think? And just give me any guess.
And they don't. It means Satan, Dan.
Means Satan. 100%.
Just another word for Satan.
Look, they may say that they believe in God, but they don't believe in God. We believe in real God. They believe in fake God. And what's fake God? Satan.
Yeah.
The end.
They might be monotheistic. They might be monotheistic, but their God is not my God.
Yeah. It's nuts. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. If you worship Satan, you can write into us about it and be like, we would like to separate ourselves from the Muslims. You can write into us about anything. podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or call and leave us a voicemail message. We'd love to hear from you. The telephone number is 424-666-8442.
Yeah, hey, to support the show, go to thankgodimatheist.com/donate and click there. Go over to our Patreon and become a patron. And, you can be part of how we actually make this damn thing work. And in so doing, you can get early access to the show, as well as the Frank and Dan Diary, which is bonus content every week. And the heartfelt joy that comes with knowing you're making this happen.
This episode was edited by Roger Gowdy, and music was provided by the Red Rock Hot Club and Gordon Johnston.
Thanks to all you all for tuning in. We sure do appreciate you.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank God I'm Atheist is a production of TGIA Media, LLC, copyright 2025, all rights reserved.